Welcome to Ask Fear and Greed, where we take your questions and do our best to answer them. I'm Michael Thompson, and good afternoon, Sean Aylmer.
Good afternoon, Michael.
Sean, great question today. It has come in from Rebecca on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a great place to ask these questions, as any social media platform really, Facebook, Instagram, or fearandgreed.com.au. But Rebecca wants to know, she says, can you explain the wealth effect? We've had house prices rising, but people are spending less. So does that mean the wealth effect doesn't always work?
Interesting question. Now, there is empirical evidence that the wealth effect does work. So what we're talking, the wealth effect's a really simple concept. When people feel wealthier, they spend more. I remember there was a research report out of the Reserve Bank a few years ago, and basically said there's this positive and stable relationship between people feeling wealthier and consumption. And so if you look at how much they spent on motor vehicles, they're called durable goods. So it might be fridges and washing machines and TVs, that sort of stuff. And then other discretionary spending. When people think that they're wealthier, they spend more money on those types of things.
So is the main kind of source, though, of that perceived wealth typically house prices?
It's always thought about as house prices, but there's lots of other things as well. So the two main things, basically, if you've got a job, you spend money. That's actually the main thing. It's not the wealth effect, but it's just the reality. When the value of your house is rising, you feel wealthier. So you are more likely to spend. But it's a bit the same when you feel good about, your car and the products you have in your house, and that you actually spend more money. So the question is about rising house prices and whether that means the wealth effect doesn't work. I think the wealth effect still works, but what it does in higher interest rates has mitigated the effect of the wealth effect. So we have rising house prices, but interest rates are kind of getting in the way of people feeling better about themselves. Now, little kind of caveat to that, people who own their home, not paying interest on it, they have all said times are great. And you see all those self-funded retirees and that they're coming out saying, hey, this has been as good as we've had it. It's the people who actually don't own their home, even if their house price is going up, they've still got a mortgage of $500,000, $1 million. They're the ones who are really struggling a bit. So the wealth effect is still helping those who own their own home, but it's being mitigated by higher interest rates for those who don't fully own their own home.
Gotcha. And I suppose kind of food prices rising and power bills rising and insurance premiums and everything going up as well, they all kind of work in that direction as well.
Yeah, that's right. They work to mitigate the benefits of the wealth effect.
Oh, I think I understood that. And I am sure, I don't want to speak for Rebecca, but I'm going to and say, I think you explained that one well, and I understood it. So thank you, Sean, for tackling that one.
You're most welcome.
And thank you, Rebecca, for the question. Remember, if you've got something that you'd like to know, then send through your question on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, or at fearandgreed.com.au. Doesn't need to be about the economy. It could be about anything to do with business. It could really be about anything at all. If you'd like, test us. All right, I'm Michael Thompson, and this is Ask Fear and Greed.